Ukraine's defense ministry hailed a key milestone reached by the country's security service, SBU, on the battlefield. A clip shared on X shows a series of Russian tanks going up in flames after being hit by Ukrainian weapons and FPV drones. The message shared alongside the footage read, "The warriors from the at-service SSU destroyed more than 1,000 tanks since the beginning of the Russian invasion. Congratulations and more to come." Figures shared by the ministry claim that, between February 24, 2022 and June 18, 2024, Ukraine took out of action a total of 7,974 Russian tanks, and other numbers include the personnel lost. Russia estimated to be more than 528,359 aircraft. Earlier this week, Kyiv also claimed to have taken out of operation one-third of the Black Sea Fleet, a major achievement as it allowed Ukraine to maintain its grain exports despite the unlawful aggression ordered by Vladimir Putin more than 2 years ago. Ukrainian Navy spokesman Dmytro Pletenchik told the outlet RBC, "A third of them are definitely out of action, destroyed and damaged, and among the key Russian Navy targets hit by Ukraine since the beginning of the war are the Moskva and the fleet's headquarters in Sevastopol, Crimea." Ukraine is also launching drone attacks at sensitive targets within the Russian territory, including oil refineries and airfields, while on the front line, Ukraine is pushing back at Russia's attempt to make advances in Kharkiv, partially relying on drones. Speaking about how effective these drone attacks have been in the area, one Russian soldier named Anton Andreev recently told Russian media outlet Astra, "They just chop us up. We are sent under machine guns, under drones in daylight, like meat, and commanders just shout, 'Forward and forward.'" Meanwhile, heavy fighting has raged for months in the Serebryansky forest, a gateway to the city of Lyman. Ukraine's Azov Brigade stormed through Russian defenses in the Donbass, gaining substantial ground and forcing Putin's troops to retreat in disarray. The brigade has played a key role in defending the country from Putin's invasion. They mounted a heroic defense of the southern city of Mariupol before having to surrender after weeks of brutal fighting. The unit is now deployed in the east of the country and has been fighting Russian troops in the Serebryansky forest in Luhansk region. The Russians have fought relentlessly to secure control over the forest, which is seen as a gateway to the city of Lyman, an important train hub. However, in a stunning military operation, the Azov Brigade, along with other units from Ukraine's National Guard, managed to break through heavily fortified Russian positions. They penetrated 1 kilometer deep along a 2-kilometer length of the front line. The deputy commander of the 12th Brigade, Sviatoslav Palomar, wrote in a telegram post. The Azov Brigade has proved to be a controversial unit within Ukraine's army due to its affiliations to ultra-nationalist groups. It was initially formed as a volunteer group in May 2014 out of the ultra-nationalist Patriot of Ukraine gang and the neo-Nazi Social National Assembly, SNA. The unit's right-wing affiliations led the US to impose a ban on weapons supplies and training, but the Azov Brigade was merged into the main army on November 2014 and is now a unit within Ukraine's National Guard. A State Department spokesman told the media a vetting process found no evidence of gross violations of human rights by the brigade as it announced its decision to revoke its ban. The brigade hailed the move, saying Russia's lies received a devastating blow, but Moscow condemned the decision, with Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov saying the US was even prepared to flirt with neo-Nazis to suppress Russia. The Azov Brigade has been one of the most effective and popular military units in Ukraine. Although it was decimated after Mariupol, it has steadily built up its numbers again and is aiming to increase its size from 1,500 men to 7,000. Meanwhile, Russia's military hit a major milestone in its artillery losses in the war in Ukraine. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry said on Wednesday, 14,000 Russian artillery losses since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. Ukrainian troops continue to destroy Russian weapons. We pave our path to victory, Ukraine's Ministry of Defense said in a post on its social media channels. The General Staff of Ukraine's Armed Forces, which posts figures on Russia's troop and equipment losses as part of its daily update on the war, said Russia lost 48 artillery systems in the past 24 hours, bringing the total to 14,007. Its latest update on Wednesday, Ukraine's military said Russia lost 1,130 soldiers over the past 24 hours, bringing the total to 529,750. Moscow has also lost a total of 15,319 armored combat vehicles, 7,984 tanks, 19,078 vehicles and fuel tanks, 857 anti-aircraft warfare systems, 359 military jets, 326 helicopters and 28 warships in the ongoing war, Kyiv's military said. Neither Ukraine nor Russia released detailed or regular casualty numbers, but Russia and Ukraine are suffering significant losses of its troops and equipment as fighting ramps up in Ukraine's east. Moscow kick-started an offensive in the Kharkiv region on May 10th, seizing a number of villages on Ukraine's northeastern frontier. Yuri Ipovik, spokesman for the Kharkiv Operational Strategic Group, told Ukrainska Pravda in remarks published Wednesday that dozens of Russian soldiers had been cut off at a building site in the city of Vovchansk in the region. He refuted an earlier report by Forbes published on Monday that hundreds of Russian servicemen were surrounded in a chemical plant in Vovchansk. Yuri Ipovik would like to point out that, first of all, the Russians do not operate with the numbers of personnel mentioned in this report, and the figure of 400 people is impossible to confirm because it does not exist, he said. Regarding the blocking of a particular Russian unit at a building site in the city of Vovchansk, this is a fact, but there are not hundreds, but dozens of invaders who are currently cut off in a specific area of the city.